Hello, I'm Citrus, and you're looking at the Master Grade Rick Diaz. This kit came out at the end of 2004 for 3,600 yen, and there was an earlier version of this kit that was blue instead of red, and that retailed for 3,500 yen. Differences between the two kits, aside from color, is that the red Quattro version comes with additional vent parts that allows you to build the Quattro custom. These include elongated pieces for the head, the knees, round thrusters for the legs instead of square, a longer back skirt with round thrusters instead of square, and different innards and round thrusters for the rear binders. In a surprisingly generous move, the Quattro version includes all of the parts from the normal Rick Diaz as well. I would show you what the normal parts look like, but changing them on and off of the kit is a pretty trying process. So here are just two pictures side by side from Dalong that you can look at. The changes are pretty subtle and you really wouldn't be able to notice it, but it's nice to have the option to customize your kit a little. And size wise, you can see it here next to the metal composite RX-78. Taking a closer look, there's some pretty cool gimmicks that this kit has. So it has articulated fingers at the knuckle, which is nice. These are really expressive, first of all, but they also grip the weapons really well. There are two pegs in here, but the fingers alone will be able to hold them in place. The head also opens up to reveal some Vulcans. And around the back, we have perfect accessory storage. So the kit comes with these two beam rifles and the clay bazooka, as well as a beam saber, and as you can see, you can clip all of it on the back here, and they're in place pretty solidly. The little notches on the back of the ammo clips of the beam rifles actually help them keep them in place on the bottom of this backpack thing here. So that's pretty cool. They won't be wobbling around or anything like that. And the clay bazooka has a separate ammo clip. In terms of movement, nothing too special. You have shoulders that can move forwards, pretty decent elbow bend, and an interesting bit of articulation side to side here, which this kit inherited from the Master Grade Dom from 1999. The articulated fingers that we already talked about, which also came from the Dom. A little bit of a head swivel and up and down. Not too much motion because the actual cockpit is right under this dome here. Pretty cool, accurate touch, but does restrict the movement of the head a little bit. Pretty decent motion in the waist. I like that a lot. Big ball jointed hips, which move around pretty well. And decent amount of rotation. Wasn't expecting that. And pretty okay range in the knees right there. And of course, some pretty decent ankle mobility as well, thanks to two really big ball joints. So I mentioned the Dom in a couple of places, and even though this kit came out 5 years later than that one, it borrows almost all of the construction from that kit. There's really nothing mechanically complex going on in here at all. No pistons or anything like that. Just pretty straightforward clamshell type of construction. But somehow it actually has less inner frame than the Dom does. All this has is a little bit here, down here in the legs, a bit in the chest, and I guess you could technically call the gray pieces underneath the vents and stuff in the shoulders inner frame, although there's really not much detail there. And I would show you what that looks like on the finished kit here, but because all of these parts are kind of tricky to take off because of all the fitting issues, here's some footage from the build video instead. So there's definitely a lot of mechanical detail in all of these parts for you to paint up. For that reason, I definitely think this is more of like a painter's kit than it is a builder's kit. In the sense that when you put this together, it's not going to be anything particularly new or exciting. But if you just want something that's like a nice big canvas for you to do whatever you want to, this is a pretty good candidate. You get lots of nice big surfaces, really well hidden seam lines in the legs, arms, like you can't even notice that they're just two halves put together. That said, there is some work that you'll probably need to do just to be able to put this together in the first place. The plastic on mine has stressed in quite a few places, just trying to put this thing together. Biggest offenders are the rear binders here. You can see some stress marks right there. And the sort of red cover that goes over the hand was a really tight squeeze for me. And you can see some stress marks on the red plastic right there. And of course, if you watch the build video, you'll hear a lot of clicking of the plastic just sort of not really wanting to budge. And it was a little stressful, I had to say. I was pretty scared that I was going to break something. So if you are buying this kit today, and you are buying this because you expect, like, 2007 master grade quality, which is basically what we're at right now, you're not going to get it with this. But if you look at it as one of those Reborn 100 kind of kits, where you just get a classic design in a big size with lots of nice mechanical detail for you to paint up, 3,600 yen, and you will get your money's worth. So that's all for this review. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.